Hey guys, Matt Hughes here with SawHorse. Just want to go over a potential renovation that we're about to do. So the client called us out. They've got this fireplace. First of all, we don't need fireplaces in Georgia. It gets cold, but not cold enough for that. Plus, we build to the energy code. So a lot of times we don't even run one of those fireplaces. Now, if you try to run one of those in a house that I built, it's so tight, you're going to suck all the oxygen out. You'd have to have a direct vent where you have makeup air coming into it. Again, I don't recommend it. I do have a video down in the description where a buddy of mine put a fireplace in that is actually water vapor. It's called Aquafire, really cool. Check that out. So what we're gonna do here is, you can see we got the pool over here. We have two itty bitty windows. What we want to do is remove the fireplace, take out the windows, and we're gonna put full doors, full glass from side to side. Beautiful backyard. They want to see what the backyard looks like. So some of the elements that I'm thinking about, and this is for you guys, this is for our clients, I like to reuse as much as possible. So really not a reason to toss a lot of this. So we take off the chimney. I don't think I can reuse the hardy. This is pretty common. We'll probably have to go back side to side with a lot of the panels when we're lacing it in up there. But down here, we've got these pavers. You're typically not able to match these pavers perfectly. These were set in place. We can pop these up because right here, the door is going to come out. We're going to have a landing, 36 inches, then steps coming down. We're going to fill in some of the space over here. So what we're going to do is take these pavers, fill in the front. That way, we don't have to worry about this green space and filling this in. These windows are going to come out. Now over here, we've got a pressure treated deck. Usually we try to match the elements that are around the area. I'm going to push for not matching the deck, and the reason is you can see this deck is only about 10 years old. You've got some checking and stuff here on the ends. For the most part, the deck is in pretty good shape underneath because it's got cover. It's protected from the elements. A little bit of sunshine on the edge. I can tell they're taking really good care of this. However, if we put it over here, put the same sort of structure over here, it'll last about 3 to 4 years before they're calling me to tear it out and put something better in. So back here, you can see all the coping, all the nice stonework. What I'm suggesting is putting in a landing that matches this type of stacked stone and also the flagstone. Putting that there, that way everything kind of blends in. It's gonna match the element over here. What we're trying to do is section this whole area off where the indoor feels like the outside versus trying to come onto the screen porch. But they also brought up something on the screen porch. This whole area over here, because the way the sun comes across, they are constantly being beat up by the sunshine in the pool and over here. So over here, we're going to put a pergola going all the way across. There's actually one made by Structures that can adjust to the elements. So it's open when it's sunshine. If you want it to be, you can close it if there's direct sunlight. Or if it's raining, you can also close it so you can enjoy this space, but open enough where the grass isn't going to die. And we'll just take it from the top band over there all the way to this section, and you've got a nice light element that provides you some, I would say, cover, some shade from the elements, and makes this space a little bit more usable. The pathway will still be in place, so you're walking through, and we'll probably still have the screening over here, and this is just like a pop-out screen that comes in and out. So again, making the outdoor living space more enjoyable when you're outside. Right now, we've got a lot of overcast. You can't really see the sunshine, but I tell you right now, I'd be not happy filming this if the sun was hitting me directly. So the last thing I want to look at an option for is we're putting the doors in from side to side, taking the chimney out. Well, we also have those two itty bitty windows up there. The possibilities are we can take those out, put doors in. We can have like a little balcony. We can just have windows, or we can do a Juliet balcony. So I'm pushing. I think they wanted a little bit of shade here, so I think we can do a balcony up there, or match the same element of the pergola over here if they just want to do windows. If it were my house, I would probably, and that was my office, I would probably put a balcony. That way I can step out for phone calls, kind of enjoy this beautiful backyard. They've put a lot of effort into the landscaping, so there's no reason they shouldn't enjoy it from the upstairs and the downstairs. I have Panoramic windows and doors, and this is a door company. These are our neighbors at Miami Circle, and I've got Calais with us, and she's going to show us how this works. We've got two clients right now that say, hey, I want to take out the fireplace, because I cannot see our backyard. I've got an amazing view back there. And not only are you adding lots of glass so you can get the amazing view, but you can open this wide open, starting with the, let's call this the operational manual door. Show us how this works.
Yeah, this is a great option for anybody looking to expand their glass view, have indoor-outdoor space, more light in their home. Starting with the manual operational door, this is a fully customizable system. So just for reference, the one you're looking at here is 15 feet by 8 feet tall. This operational door is on the left-hand side. You could put it on the right-hand side if you prefer. We do recommend that they open outward. So you'd be standing outside, living room there would be inside. And how they work is this door opens, and then unlike a traditional bifolding system and a lot of slider systems, things like that, this is a bottom track-based system, so all the weight's on the floor, which does a few things for you. You don't have swinging panels, so you don't have play under your track. You're also not guiding a heavy panel as you move it. You're just moving it, which is a really nice
one panel
addition.
at a time, not 5,000 pounds at the same time.
Oh, you stole my thunder, Matt.
All right, sorry.
No hinges. So there's no hinges here. A lot of times you'll see a handle and this will fold out and you'll get a hinged system. These move one at a time. They're all on the same track. So this goes this way. It's going to touch a magnet up there. So when I move this here, you'll see a tiny tilt. That's what releases that bottom corner from the track. And then there's this lever here that pulls a pin at the top to release this door so it swings out like this. From there, you can do all of them. This is my favorite part of the system. It's fully customizable. So you can move panels anywhere you'd like along this track. And as you do that, you don't have to move. They're not in your space. Have that. So you can have just wind flow. You could set these in the center. So you could have a walkway on either side, or...
That's good for entertaining, because if you don't want it wide open, but you want enough to create circulation, have a table here with all the beverages for BS and Beer Atlanta. We could do, have this on that side, but people can still get around.
Yeah.
And you're not fighting over
Say I'm having a karaoke party, and I don't want people walking in front of my television. There you go. Now people are walking behind the sofa, and not right in front of the person with the microphone.
All right, and earlier we asked how many people can you cram into this space? And it's like, Matt, that's the whole point. So we can make this wide open, have a presenter over there, fill this whole space full of chairs, beverages, entertain. And again, that's for the showroom, but also somebody's house.
That's exactly right. The other hidden gem on this door is our retractable bug screen. So this pulls across the opening. This one meets in the middle. And what this is a really flexible pleated bug screen. Sits on the inside of the opening. It kicks off the track, top and bottom. So dogs, drunk people.
I was about to say, I want to see the drunk person demonstration. So when you're walking through this, you can walk through it, knock it off, but it doesn't break it. It comes back in. Otherwise, you're paying thousands of dollars for a new screen if it's on a track itself or on a frame.
That's right. Pops right back on and then it tucks away.
All right, so let's talk about some of the limitations, the size. So how tall can we make this? I say limitations because it's the size of the glass does matter for shipping and stuff.
These go all the way up to 10 feet tall. So what you're looking at here is an 8-foot tall opening. So you can go 2 more feet up. Each panel can be as wide as 40 inches. So for reference, these are about 34.2 inches.
Got it.
So to go to 40, you'd be about here.
And as far as the track itself, I mean, you can go 2 miles long. Like what?
Wide as your structure is sound.
Got it. So basically the limitations will be the lot and the setbacks.
Yes.
So that's it. Well, I appreciate the demonstration. So where can people find out more about this product?
We've got a great website, panoramicdoors.com. We're also on Instagram. There's a lot of great videos, pictures at Panoramic Doors on Instagram.
I want to check that out.
Easy to find.
All right. And if you guys are coming to visit her, we're just down the hall. Come by, say hi. All right, so for all this glass we're putting out there, we also want to block some of the sun and offer a little bit of privacy. So I've got Bill here. He's going to talk about the Hunter Douglas options that we can put across this 16-foot expansive glass. So tell us a little about this. I know you mentioned if you have a roller shade coming down, obviously you can't open up that door because you'll knock out the roller shade. but some of these other options would work for that to give you more control.
Right, as long as you have enough space for this to get out of the way, correct. Okay. So the to treat something vertically, almost like a drapery that stacks back on either side, this product here is called Luminette. Now this is a smaller sample, but it will go up to 16 foot wide, okay. And if we need to go bigger, we can just butt two together. Yeah. All right, and so this one, when you hit the open button, it basically just glides back and stacks up to one side. In this case, I can get everything to stack to the right, mm-hmm. I can get everything to stack to the left, or I can do a split stack to stack on both sides. All right.
Well, so with these doors, they all let's call them bifold. They all stack. You can either have them stacked to the left or the right. So we probably want to have this stacked to the opposite side, because they're going to come in. This is going to go over. That way they're not fighting for that same space.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing you need to take into account, exactly. On how you're going to operate your system. So also with this product, as you can see here, you got a layer of shear on the mm-hmm. front. You also have vanes, basically just like a regular old-fashioned vertical blind. And so when you want to close those vanes for more privacy.
Oh, nice.
Now you have privacy.
I didn't see that coming.
And you have what we call a glow of light coming through, and sort of like a lampshade glow of light, because it's semi-opaque vanes. You can get them in opaque vanes, but again, for somebody who's sensitive to light, they don't close airtight, so you're going to get bleed of light coming through. Sense. So then there's also the product behind this that is called Skyline, and basically any fabric that we can put in a roller shade, mm-hmm. we can put in Skyline.
Oh,
so
nice.
This fabric, let's say, is on a window mm-hmm. in just a roller shade going up and down, but now you also have this vertical application on that bank of windows that you can get the same look, but a different style. So this one here, when it stacks up, it just glides and the panels kind of stack in front of each other. Now the panels are set on a bevel, as opposed to the old way of panel systems where you had to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tracks, depending on how many panels. These are set up on more of a bevel to stack just 2 tracks, if that makes sense.
So is this an either or? Because I see they're in front of each other, but you're just trying to conserve space in here.
Exactly. Okay. It'd be an either or. Typically, it would be an either or.
I guess
I've never done one on both.
Hey, we could be the first, but here's some of the different options for your house. Again, if we're purposely adding more natural daylight to the back of this project, taking out the fireplace, putting in 16 feet of glass. So I can imagine that we want to let some of the daylight in, give that sheer, but I like the idea of blocking and adding some privacy, but still feeling the warmth of the sun without getting that direct glare when the sun's just in the right position.
To me, that's the biggest benefit of the Luminette, is that you have that sheer for see-through.
Okay.
You have the vanes that can turn for privacy and a little bit more light control. Whereas with the roller shade, or the roller shade fabric, it's either see-through or it's semi-opaque or it's opaque, you know. So that you can get 2 for 1.
Okay, and again, like with some of the other products in this video, we're gonna have everything linked in the description below, where you can find each of these vendors for your house, and then for our client, we're gonna make sure that we have everything in place for you so we can give you the perfect experience to your backyard. Okay, Daniel, we kind of walked through some of the different iterations of what this design could look like. I showed you the video from the site visit. So it looks like you took out the chimney on the main level, added the panoramic doors, and on the upper level, added a couple windows. So kind of talk through what you did here to add more natural daylight coming in here.
All right, so first down here, you can see there's 5 panels extending around 16 feet, which brings in a lot more light than just what was existing with just some simple windows. And over here, there's currently a screened porch, but now we're going to have this other covered area that extends all the way to this stone wall right here. And with this iteration, up at the top, we have larger windows. Previously, they're single rows, but now it's about double the width.
Okay. Now, again, all these are representational. We just kind of pulled this off of a PDF of the drawing. This is not our final drawing. This is just a model to kind of give a sense of what the space feels like. So coming off the screen porch, we've got this element that we're adding. It's going to be from structures. It does look a lot different than this. And here's just a quick image of what their product looks like. And that's how far it'd be coming out to over here. And then as far as the panoramic doors, I think that's pretty close to what it's going to look like, because we know that the maximum width for one of these doors is 40 inches. I think the way you drew it is going to be 38 inches, and that's going to give us something that feels bigger than a normal 36-inch door. So I think we hit the sweet spot for those panels. Now let's take a look real quick at what are the other options our client wanted to see. Is instead of the double windows, going with sliders for the doors, which means that we're going to have to extend the deck out a little bit, that balcony, and add a handrail. And in this case, we're doing a glass handrail. So let's take a look at that real quick. So Daniel, on this one, you added a few little elements, made a few changes. So what are some of the changes that you made to this drawing versus the other sketch?
So the big difference here is the second floor, where now instead of windows, we have 2 panel doors that slide over, and now there's a balcony that extends a little bit further out. So there's just a nice little view for the homeowner to look out along this handrail.
Yeah, one of the things we have to look out for is on the site plan, we have a pool there. So what we might want to do is see how are these posts going to avoid the pool, see if we can cantilever a little bit. So that's one of the things that we didn't have the benefit of. This is the original site plan, so we can figure out where things land exactly. But this gives an idea of what that bigger balcony looks like. And I think this is I like the glass handrail, especially from the second story. The idea is to preserve the view of the backyard, so you can see what it looks like from a glass point of view. So that looks really nice there. So good job, Daniel. Now for you guys that are watching this, I know in the beginning of the video, you saw this was not a modern house. It did have roof pitches to it, and the screen porch had a pitch. This is only a model just to kind of give a sense of the space and some of the changes that we're making. When we do the final design, of course, we're going to show the roof pitches, and we're not going to convert a traditional house into a modern house. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun working on this and looking at the different options. And the good news for my client, I'm saying this to the very end, I know you've got some deadlines. You're trying to get this all done before. It looks based on the lead times. If we put together a design and order these within the next week or so, that we're able to hit those milestones and those deadlines. I know you have a wedding planned coming up. I think we'll be able to finish before the wedding